And you mentioned a few times about Adam's good looks. One of his best lines, I think we all might remember, he'd look into a mirror, groom, and then just say, "I get better looking every day."
For tomorrow.
There you go.
What tomorrow?
Can't wait for tomorrow. I get better looking every day. Can't wait for tomorrow. I didn't want to, not too it goes on. Thanks, Eric. I am Kris Van Giesen, as Eric said, and to Adam's mom and brother, sister, and his wonderful father who left us earlier this year, Allison, and his entire family, I want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your amazing son and brother and family member and friend with us for these past 47 years, of which the past 28 of them I was fortunate and proud to call Adam my friend. One of the best and truest friends a boy and a man could ever wish for during his entire lifespan. As teenagers at Cal, when Adam was 19 and I had just turned 18, we met on the patio of the Alumni House at our first Lair staff orientation in the spring of 1983. We became fast friends and eventually tent mates at the Lair, sharing one common purpose that summer and the following 28 years together. And that was to laugh as much as we could get away with. And until our very last conversations together, that's exactly what we did together. I can guarantee you in the hundreds of times that we saw each other and equally as many conversations we had on the phone, both a real phone and his fake cell phone that he carried for years. Another story later. He made me laugh every time we talked. And what better gift is there in life, really, than to be able to help make other people happy and joyful. And I'm confident all of you had the same experience over your lifetime together with Adam. Although, now that I think about it, we were talking a little bit about it earlier, one specific time we spoke last November 1st, some of you remember that date. I called him at about 8 o'clock on a Sunday night with 10,000 screaming fans in the background outside of San Francisco City Hall. There was zero laughter or joy in my friend Adam's voice right then. And he said, and I don't forget these things, he said, "That's cute. Your Giants finally won a World Series. When you win 6 more, let me know." And then he ended it with the word rings, which always meant to him, let's count the rings, how many you have, how many you have. So Adam, viciously loyal to his teams and his principles, his family and his friends, his alma mater, and forever, of course, the Lair. After I received the still unbelievable and unfathomable news last weekend about Adam, I started to think about and then write down all of the specific memories I had of time spent with Adam in college, at the Lair, on day offs, times in LA and DC, and trips to bowl games, Super Bowl games in New Orleans and San Diego, jumble talking our way into most any party or event we wanted to attend, bachelor parties, our 21st birthday, our 30th, our 40th, the sight of Adam holding our children for the very first time, spring training trips to Arizona, and one specific one, bear with me, the paparazzis have arrived, by the way. It was a late night phone call that we, even in our mid-40s, thought this was funny, and this is the only story I'll regale you with. Calling the QVC network late at night, planting seeds in the operators' minds that we were calling about to purchase 5,000 or so knockoff Tiffany lamps for a very large corporation headquartered in San Francisco that needed lamps within a week, only to stall out the conversation and restart it again and again just as we were about to give them that final number on the credit card for the big order over the phone. And I know, in our mid-40s, you'd think we would have got over it. You know, all the usual memories most of you have with that. On and on for decades. It went on and on. So my initial thought was to share some of those stories, but that's the only one. No, that's the only one for now, because there are a lot of people who are going to speak today. And that list is too long, and more importantly, each one of you already knows what's on that list, because you all have the list. You all have the Adam list in your head. The lengthy list of the many things you've done and experienced in your lifetime because of your relationship and your friendship with Adam. He truly, truly gave each of us that very rare gift of allowing us to smile and laugh and feel unique joy in the feeling of being alive and vibrant while we were in his presence. And that's going to be so very hard for each of us to replace, and will be a void within my heart and soul forever. And in closing, I'll share one story with you that some of you may have experienced as well with him. About 10 years ago or so, I was talking on the phone while he was still in Southern California. And he shared with me that he had recently been to a seminar, presentation, or some sort related to how we go about living our lives every day and what steps and actions we need to employ in order to live life to its fullest. Again, so Adam, right? And as if he wasn't already living life to the fullest at that time. He said to me on the phone after coming home from that, "VG, this is not a dress rehearsal. Life is not a dress rehearsal." This has stayed with me very closely. "We have but one life to live, and we really need to make each day count, and I intend to do just that." Over these past 10 years, I'd bring up that conversation to Adam different times, or experience a special moment at a big game victory, during a Friday softball game up at the Lair, or before some trip he had planned with his mom overseas. And right up until one of the last emails he sent to me in the past few months, there was zero doubt that Adam ever looked at his life as a dress rehearsal. I had sent a note at the time of condolences to him about his dad and some thoughts around the memorial in Los Angeles. As always, Adam replied to my email within about an hour or two with some nice words of thanks and some thoughts about his dad and his life. I opened the email last night, and in the final line of this email, the words we will all remember Adam by today and forever, he wrote in this email in March, "Savor every moment is my advice to all of us." So hail to California, and hail to my dear friend Adam. I miss you very much. And if it's okay with you, Eric, but following Haley's not going to be easy, I know that. Should have called her up to help. I was going to try to share a very short song with you from Elton John's first album in 1968 called "Empty Sky," and this was never one of his bigger hits, but he always was a favorite of mine, and more importantly, it speaks to me about our Adam and how he's flying now off to new and distant lands. And so I'm going to give it a go, and if I don't make it through, you'll all certainly know why. It's called "Skyline Pigeon." Jay, if I crack, you got to get up here quickly. Turn me loose from your hands and let me fly to distant lands, over green fields, trees and mountains, flowers and forest fountains, home along the lanes of the skyway. For this dark and lonely room projects a shadow cast in gloom, and my eyes are mirrors of the world outside, thinking all the ways that the wind can turn the tide, and these shadows turn from purple into gray. For just a skyline pigeon dreaming of the open, waiting for the day he can spread his wings and he flies away again. And fly away, skyline pigeon, fly towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Just let me wake up in the morning to the smell of newborn hay, to laugh and cry, to live and die in the brightness of my day. I want to hear those pealing bells of distant churches sing, but most of all, please free me from these aching metal rings, and open up this cage towards the sun. For just a skyline pigeon dreaming on the open, waiting for the day Adam spread his wings and he flies away again. And he flies away, skyline pigeon, fly towards the things you left so very far behind. And fly away, skyline pigeon, fly towards the things you left so very far.
zombie.